Alrighty, you're not really done with me yet. We are on the final day. This is day 10. And I wanted to just encourage you guys with something. Now that you've read all the emails and you've listened to a couple of my videos and kind of heard me out of where I came from, I want to be a little more transparent with you and just tell you exactly why and where my heart is when I did this, when I planned out this whole Mind Shift project and the permission to quit and where I was going with this. There was about, must have been about 10 years ago, 9 years ago, and I was going through a really big transition in my life. My dad had just passed away. Him and I were very, very close, and he was killed in a tragic car accident. And so that rug was ripped out from underneath of me, like I had mentioned before in a previous video of how life changes on a dime. And we all know this. But when it becomes very real to you and something happens in your life, you start looking at life a little bit differently, and you may be sitting there knowing exactly what I'm talking about. And I knew I didn't want to settle anymore for what I was doing. And I had been a hairdresser for 14 years. Like I had mentioned before, I had tried different jobs, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I just knew I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with who I was and what kind of person I was on the inside and what kind of person I was portraying on the outside. I was somebody else. I was portraying this happy-go-lucky, and for the most part, I would say I was, pretty happy person, but I wasn't being authentic to who Krista was on the inside. So if this at all resonates with you and you can kind of know what I'm talking about, how you feel like you put that best foot forward in front of everybody else, including your family, and then when you lay down in bed at night, you just cry, and I'm going to start crying now because I can remember it like yesterday, and it was something that I hid from a lot of people, and it was tiring and it was emotionally exhausting because I would cry myself to sleep some nights really quietly with my back turned to my husband so he didn't know. Or I would sneak into my room during the day after the kids went off to school, and I would, just lay there and think, I'm so unhappy, but I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to turn. I didn't know who to call, because that meant I had to be vulnerable, and that meant I had to admit that I wasn't happy. And because of how, when I speak about it, it becomes real again, and I can feel those emotions, knowing that I won't ever allow myself to go back there again because I know the tools it takes to get out of that. And that's what I want to help you guys with. If you're sitting there and you're like, oh my God, she just spoke to me. That is so me. I can't get out of this rut that I'm in, whether it is your job, your friends, your marriage, your health, your fitness, whatever it is, you just can't seem to turn that page, to take a new chapter, to start writing a new chapter in your life. That's what I'm here for. And I know that I can help you. You just have to be willing to look in the mirror and make those changes for yourself. And that was what the hardest part was. It was coming to those terms going, I'm ready, but now I got to face the music. Now I got to face the music, and now I have to make those changes. So if this is you at all, you need to reach out to me, and I'm going to put a link in this email so that you just have to register a time to give me a shout, and we will set up a 30-minute discovery call, and we'll just see what's going on. And we can talk back and forth, and we can each have our cup of coffee in our hand, and we can figure out what's going on with you and see if I can help you at all. Okay? Pretty darn sure I can if you are willing to let me. Have an awesome day, guys, and thank you again for being on this journey with me, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.